So today we are welcoming Justin of the Seafloor Cinema to the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast. And he's going to talk a little bit about their upcoming album and everything that has, created that journey towards it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So your latest single, Geese Attack, can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind that?
So that was kind of like a fun song that we were doing. We were just writing songs with like super up tempo guitars and super tuned high guitars as well.
Mhm.
That guitar, I think Seth wrote it. He tuned his entire guitar up like a whole step.
Mhm.
And so it was just like a ridiculously high part for what it was. And we just found it to be stupid. And then we wrote to it. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just supposed to be like a fun little song.
So how does that fit into kind of what the album is going to sound like?
So this song is just like one side of the album, I'll say. Also, sorry if I'm like struggling talking. I'm like I woke up dumbass sick, and so my voice is doing some things
Okay.
right now. But yeah, so it's like sort of one side of the album, and we basically for this record tried to push as far in like either direction as we possibly could with like we have really heavy elements like the lesson, the song that came out a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
So we have like really like heavy detuned guitars there, then like really light twinkly like high pitched guitars on this one. And we just tried to basically make it an amalgamation of like all of our different styles in one sort of record without really focusing on too much of like we're going for like a pop thing or we're going for like a heavy thing. It's just like pretty much whatever this song is, we're just going to take that vibe and just push it as far as we possibly can.
Mhm. What was the reasoning behind doing that for this album?
I think we came in with like 60 songs or something like that to choose from.
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, some of the songs are getting repetitive. Like this is the sister of this song, which is the sister of this song.
Mhm.
And so we're just picking like the best sort of ones. And it was just like all of us have different writing styles. And so when we each come in and do different demos, it comes out entirely different.
Mhm.
And so we were trying to basically sorry, what was the question? I've lost it now.
What was the reasoning behind doing this for this album? Like
Oh,
pushing it in directions.
basically we wanted this record to kind of encompass who we are as people and as musicians and essentially just be unapologetic as to the sound that we're going for. Like there are songs that are definitely going to turn people off, there's songs that are going to make people go like whoa, what is happening here kind of thing. And that's just what we wanted because that's basically who we are as people and as musicians.
Mhm. So how has the sound of the band evolved from your last album to now?
The sound evolved very it was kind of a natural evolution. The
Mhm.
last record we pulled back quite a bit and sort of went for a more like simplistic kind of poppy type vibe. This one we were recording with Bo Burchell from Seosin.
Mhm.
And so he understands like very complex guitars and rhythms and drums and vocals and stuff like that. And it was very natural to get in with him, and he basically was able to kind of hone in on like okay, this is what this song is, let's keep the complexity but also make it really good at the same time and not just like noodly.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically he just pushed us to make the sound much better than it was. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry if my answers are a little bit weird, my brain is scrambled from
No,
just
it makes sense.
head pressure and whatnot.
Yeah, so when you guys sit down to write a new song or even put the album together, how does that work with all of you and your different opinions coming together?
The way that our writing kind of works is me and Seth will kind of just sit down separately from each other. And
Mhm.
recently we've for that record we've been like skeletoning out the songs like entirely. So like I'll write a song in its entirety and then send it out, and then they'll sort of like remove parts and then put their parts back on it. And Seth will do the same thing on his side. He'll write a song it's in its entirety and then send it back out to us.
Mhm.
And then there was a couple of them where we like would meet up and sort of like discuss like, okay, I want to change these things, like let's re-record these parts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And it's pretty like our opinions definitely differ from time to time. I think there was one song which actually ended up being the lead single, If This Were a Film, where I think I actually really didn't like that song. And then it got rewritten like four different times, and I was like still not like entirely convinced until I heard the final product. And there's a certain point where you kind of just have to trust the other guys and be like, well, like it may not be my favorite song, but if the other guys are like, yeah, this is my favorite song, then there's probably something to that.
Hmm.
And it's not that I like didn't like it. It just wasn't like my favorite, but now I love it
Right.
kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, just a little bit of like taking a step back and being like, all right, I trust you. If you say it's good, then I believe it.
So how has working together evolved since you started?
It's become just a much like quicker and easier process. Our communications got really, really well.
Hmm.
Really good is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so we talk like every day. Like we'll hop on the phone every once in a while if we have like questions about stuff, but pretty much we're sending each other stuff every day and kind of yeah, just discussing like, oh yeah, this is where I want this song to go. I think like we'll send each other videos. Like Seth sent me a demo the other day where he just sent me a video of his computer screen and was like, "Is this cool?" And I was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, I think you can change the rhythm to like something like this instead." And I sent him back a video of something else, and he's like, "Oh, cool, I'll change it to that." And so in the past, it's kind of been like, "This is my song. I don't want anything changed."
Hmm.
But as of recent, it's like very we give each other a lot of input and very and communicate with each other a lot, which is very nice. And also like none of us are afraid to play each other's instruments. There's songs on this record where I've played guitar for most of it. Seth played bass for like a handful of songs.
Hmm.
Seth screamed on a lot of the songs. Tim was playing like my drum parts or Seth's drum parts kind of thing, regardless of how stupid they were. Stuff like that.
How does that work when you know, kind of, I wouldn't say take on each other's roles, but, switch instruments? How did you come to, doing that? And, because obviously when you start as a band, you don't have that level of trust with each other, but how has that evolved?
We just kind of see each other's strong sides
Hmm.
and sort of go like, man, if you can play that better than me, you go for it. Because at the end of the day, all of us want the best product possible, and if that best product possible means that the guitar player is going to play the bass parts, then go for it. And
Hmm.
that's also just a better bass player than me, so there's that situation. But yeah, like we kind of pretty much just kind of set our ego aside and say like, okay, what's the best thing for this? And if
Hmm.
it's like me not playing on it, then yeah, I'll do that then. And there's also parts in songs that where it's like, oh, I wrote it, let me just play it the way I wrote it, kind of thing. Like Seth
Hmm.
learned it, but he didn't play it the exact same way that I played it, and it's just like, cool, let's like record them both ways and see which one the producer likes better,
Hmm.
and then
Makes
we just
sense.
go based off of that. So it's not really a super big deal, and like pride isn't like a huge contention point for us. It's just like, oh no, it's better when you played it here. Yeah, go you play it then. I'm not
Okay.
gonna like make myself sit down for 2 hours just like really slowly going out a guitar part if Seth can just knock it out in 2 seconds.
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. So your previous album was funded through a Kickstarter campaign. What was the idea or the thought process behind doing a campaign for it?
What we wanted to do was going to cost more money than what we had essentially,
Hmm.
and we had a decently big fan base at the time,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, let's try something that we haven't really done before. And that's like kind of offering people a sort of experience into like almost creating the record with us,
Hmm.
where like one of the tiers was like you name a song, and there was a couple songs on the last record that were named by other people. And then there was also like exclusive merch that we had and that we sent them, handwritten lyrics that they would get ahead of time so they could like read it and be like, oh, okay, so I have all these lyrics. And then when the record came out, they can sort of piece it together and go, oh, okay, it's that song. That's cool. That kind of thing. So offering them sort of like this kind of personalized experience
Hmm.
was something that was kind of cool. And we thought that no, like not a lot of people do that. And
Hmm.
yeah, that was it.
Is it something you would recommend for other artists to do?
It depends. I think, yeah, it's very dependent on the person and their audience.
Hmm.
And if you have the audience, yeah, go for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't rely on that exclusively to fund a record.
Right.
So
That
yeah,
makes sense.
you should have a good bit saved up as like reserve in case you don't get there. And yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Was that ever a worry when you started the Kickstarter that you wouldn't get the money that you needed?
Yeah. Like when we first like dropped the campaign, 20 like the amount that we were trying to get for was a very high ask.
Hmm.
I personally was not convinced that we would get there, but we managed to get there just barely. So, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I thought that was really unique because I've not seen too many bands or artists do it.
hmm The only other band I've seen do it ended up actually scamming people and not dropping the record. Or I think they dropped it, but it wasn't like done in any aspect or something like that, and the band just disappeared.
Hmm.
So that was also just a weird contention point where we had to like give updates every once in a while
Yeah.
and make sure everyone knows that they're not being scammed and whatnot.
Yeah, that's important. Nobody wants to be scammed.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a very bad time.
Yeah. So you're going to be going on tour. I can't remember what the first date is, but you're going on tour with Andres and Craig Owens. So
Yep.
how does that going on tour with those artists contribute to your own musical journey and the sound that you create?
Basically, like every band that we've toured with has influenced us quite a lot
Hmm.
because like you're with them all the time. You're listening to their songs like 30 times in a row or however long the tour is essentially. And you get to know them really well. You get to know their sort of musical habits. You get to know their ins and outs. And
Hmm.
so every band that we tour with, we end up sort of writing stuff, not like copying them, but like with influence from them. And that helps out quite a lot. It also is, we love touring and just like going out around like playing our stuff to different people that who've never heard us before
Hmm.
and for people who have heard us before and just talking to people, making connections, stuff like that. And yeah, to answer your question, the first date on that tour for Andreas is November 16th.
Okay. So what are you guys doing right now to prepare for the tour?
Right now I'm trying not to be sick, so there's that. And then we've just been rehearsing a whole lot, getting the van and trailer ready.
Hmm.
We're waiting on some more merch right now that should be getting here right before the tour. But yeah, right now we're just rehearsing a whole lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying to stay prepared and just ready for everything. I've
Hmm.
a whole spreadsheet that I just pulled up of like all the dates and stuff like that, mapping out drive times and whatnot. So we're aware of like, okay, cool, there's a 13-hour drive time, no off day,
Yeah.
and we have to be prepared for that. So yeah, just a good amount of prepping, but also trying to relax at the same time and not stress ourselves out.
Yeah. So what do you do for relaxation?
Doom scroll.
Okay.
No, we like Seth, for instance, writes a whole bunch just to relax, which is
Hmm.
odd. But like me and Tim do the same thing to a lesser extent. The other two guys play video games a whole bunch. I've been reading, trying to be an intellectual and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's also I'm trying to just stay on a schedule of reading. Otherwise, I just don't do that and become illiterate. But yeah, that kind of stuff.
Any good books that you're reading at the moment?
I'll be honest, I don't remember the name of the book I'm reading.
That's fair.
Yeah, my girlfriend bought it for me, and I was like, "Cool, I'll read it." And I just started, so
Hopefully it's good.
I'll see. It takes me a second to get into books.
Yeah, their books are hard like that. Like you either get in right away or just not for you.
Yep.
So when you are reading a book, do you ever, not finish it? Or are you one of the people who has to finish every book they start?
No, I have to finish it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever not finished a book. I have to finish it regardless of like how good I like it.
Hmm.
There was one book. Have you ever read The Alchemist?
No, I don't think so.
I hated that book. That book was awful to me. I was upset when I finished it. Yeah, that like I was upset halfway through it when I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then I had to finish it anyway, and I was like,
Hmm.
cool. That was a waste of my time. Not to say it was a bad book. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
Right.
Either that or I just didn't understand. It was too out there for me because I have trouble reading books. I have too much ADHD for that.
I have too many books that I've started and not finished because I don't like them. So,
Okay. Yeah, I can't do that because like as a kid, I would not like a book basically until I finished it, and then I was like,
okay.
that was the best book I've ever read, and so I kind of have to finish it now.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And yeah, I probably should just give up on more books that I don't like, but I just force myself to finish it.
I think it's a personality thing. It depends on the person.
Yeah, entirely.
Like it also depends on the book. Like if it's a really, really bad book and it's super long, I feel like you might eventually give up.
Yeah, luckily the book that I didn't like was short, so
That's good.
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so when you guys are on tour, do you have any like pre-show or tour rituals that you do?
Ooh, I mean, me and Tim, the drummer, we do like a ton of vocal warm-ups in the car,
Hmm.
like on the way there. But in terms of pre-show rituals, oh, the guys get really upset at me for my pre-show ritual
Hmm.
because usually the TM will come over to us and be like, "All right, you guys got 1 minute, then you're on."
Hmm.
And and then I'd go like we're standing side stage and I go, "All right, I'll be back." And then I leave and then I go brush my teeth and they
Hmm.
walk out on stage and then I come out after that. And I usually am walking out with like 4 or 5 different drinks, which is funny. That started out as a joke, but now I just do it because I like having variety of drinks on stage. But yeah, I've gotten yelled at a handful of times for just like, all right, we got to go on now, and then I leave and I walk the other way. Uh, yeah, which is stressful, but I've never missed my cue to be on stage, so
It's most
it's
important.
fine. Yeah, but other than that, we don't really have any pre-show rituals. We just kind of vibe,
Hmm.
we ball.
So I was gonna say your new album is said to explore various musical genres. So how do you blend those into a cohesive sounding album?
Pretty much just by having us three on it,
Okay.
and that's about it. Like we're not necessarily trying to write something that is very cohesive,
Hmm.
which I know sounds weird, and I think goes against what a lot of people want to think and what a lot of other people do. But I
Yeah.
think it's just from having us three on it. It's sort of like there's a song that's like straight just metalcore, and there's a song that's like straight like happy pop music,
Hmm.
and then by having us three on it, it sort of comes in just a little bit and like connects each other.
Okay.
And yeah, just by having me singing on it, Seth playing guitar, and then Tim playing drums, it sort of just blends in really nice.
Yeah. So it's been a couple of years since your last album. So why is now the right time for a new album?
I mean, it's pretty much just when we when we got it recorded. I have no idea.
Okay.
Um, we were actually sitting on songs for a while. If This Were a Film was actually recorded or not recorded, written like 2 weeks after we got home from the last record. And
Okay.
so that song we were sitting on for a hot minute, and there was a couple other songs that were like written very, very close after. And then
Hmm.
there was what was the song that was written a week before? I think it was a song called Jacob Cracks the Liberty Bell or something was written like a couple weeks before we actually went into the studio
Hmm.
to record this record. So it's pretty much just like writing and writing and writing and whatever the best of like this date to this date, we just throw on the record and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so when you were, putting the record together, how did you choose which songs to include?
Pretty much we went down the list and like kind of listened through all of them and chose our favorites.
Okay.
Then we sent it out to our producer as well, and we said just choose your favorites as well.
Hmm.
And I think there was only one song that he disagreed with us on, and so we went and talked about that for a while with him. And yeah, like we all kind of came to the same consensus of what songs should be on the record.
Hmm. Is there anything that you're allowed to share about some of the songs that haven't been released yet?
Like, what are you thinking? What kind of tea?
I don't know, whatever you can tell us. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
I mean, if you know the band Pulses, we have a Pulses feature,
Okay.
but that's about it. There's
Okay.
not too much piping hot tea that I can think of off the top of my head. I also just woke up, so there's that.
Okay. Yeah, because everyone has different levels of what they're willing to share about their upcoming albums. So,
Yeah, no, there's I'm trying to think. You put me on the spot, and now I can't think of any facts that have ever existed.
Okay. Well, if you think of some later, you can always just kind of pop in with them.
Yeah, I'll just interrupt you and just yell it.
Yeah. So how has, touring as a band kind of changed how you create music together? Or, I mean, has it?
It's basically kind of what I said earlier. It's put a much heavier emphasis on our communication.
Hmm.
And so on tour we not on purpose, but we do our merch guys mentioned this before. He's like, you guys do like these like kind of daily check-ins where we like check in on each other like in a physical and like emotional aspect where
Hmm.
we go, all right, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Like, is there anything I can do? And he's like, yeah, I've never seen like bands do that before, and I'm sure there are, but we try to like make sure that everyone is like physically and mentally doing okay on the
Hmm.
tour, and then if not, like, what's up, how can I help, kind
Yeah.
of thing. So like if I'm sick, I will very much, or if anyone's sick really, we will try our best to like communicate it and be like, okay, I'm gonna go sleep in the van. Can someone, I'm not gonna be at merch all day, can someone else go like chill at merch for a while?
Hmm.
That kind of stuff, where we're like, listen, like, I want to be at merch, I want to be hanging out with you guys, but I need to just go sleep,
Hmm.
essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's totally fine, you go ahead and like you do what you need to do to get better, and let me know if you want me to bring you any water, any food, anything like that,
Hmm.
just to make sure that everyone's doing good. Because like when one person starts doing bad on a tour, it spirals very quick, and like then everyone starts doing bad,
Hmm.
and that's not very fun. We all like to have a good time.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for bands that are struggling with their communication?
Just talk, just check in on each other. It's sometimes it is hard to kind of, especially if you're very sleep deprived and nutrition deprived and stuff like that,
Hmm.
uh, to kind of like hone in on what's wrong. But even just saying like, I am not doing great. I don't know why, but I just feel bad. Like that helps a whole bunch, because then it's like, okay,
Hmm.
you're doing bad. What can we do? Like maybe let's sort out the nutrition first. Let's go get you like some salad or something green to eat. Something that's not just Taco Bell again.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, that helps out a lot usually. It's like, okay, cool, go to sleep now. And yeah, like there's usually we're pretty communicative as to like what's wrong, but
Hmm.
sometimes like, dang, I just feel bad today. And
Yeah.
even just communicating that helps out immensely.
Hmm.
So yeah, bands who are bad at communicating, just do it, even if it's weird. And like there doesn't need to be like an outcome of like, this is how we fix it. Just
Hmm.
like let them know. Let them know. It's like, I'm not feeling great. That's it. I'm just don't feel great.
Yeah. So this is a two-pronged question. So what is the biggest struggle, and then what is the best part of being in a band?
The biggest struggle is just finding time for like your personal life and like other
Hmm.
things, because like all my other friends have like sort of 9 to 5 jobs and are working like Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
and I'm usually like busy doing other like music stuff on the weekends
Hmm.
and also late at night, so it's pretty much opposite schedules as everyone else. And so, like, finding time to sort of dedicate to that stuff is very hard, as
Hmm.
well as like I've been on like vacations before and been like, well, hold on, I need to go like jump on my computer for the next like 4 hours and like
Hmm.
do like business stuff. And that's a little frustrating for, well, both me and like other people around me,
Hmm.
because like, well, bro, we're on vacation. What are you doing? It's like,
Yeah.
I just need to do this right now. It's something that needs to happen. I'm sorry. So that's pretty rough. But on the flip side, just being in a band and like playing music is so rewarding to me and like the other guys too.
Hmm.
Where it's like every once in a while you think of the inconveniences and you're like, dang, well, I mean, I could get a regular job, and then just realize that like that would suck for me. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't like a regular job. I like
Hmm.
to be able to basically just wake up in a van in a weird spot and then get out and just be blinded by the sun every day. And yeah, just like never really having a set routine of like, this is what I'm going to do today. It's
Hmm.
always just like, cool, I wake up and I'm hanging out with my best friends, and then I'm hanging out with them all day and I'm just doing my thing, and then I can play music and it's cool.
Hmm.
And I can travel to weird spots and just talk to people a lot. So yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, no, so I was recently at a reunion for college, and one of my friends asked me because she knows that I'm a podcaster. She's like, "So how do you like manage your social life with doing this?" I'm like, "Well, I just don't have a social life, you know?
Yep,
So this
pretty
is my job.
much.
This is my life, you know? You're always available."
Yep,
Just
it's rough.
something that, yeah, but it's also like my favorite part about it because it becomes your social life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And like, have you had a 9 to 5 before?
Not really, and I don't want one.
Yeah, I kind of have. It was like a 6 to 4, so
Hmm.
6 a.m. to 4 p.m. kind of thing. But that was it was the same issue where even though I would get off at the same time as other people, no one wants to hang out because it's like I'm tired, I want to go to bed now, kind of thing. Even though
Yeah.
it's like 4 p.m. and it was just the same issue again. So even though I say like there's not really time for a social life, I had less of a social life doing that, and then I also like didn't really hang out with friends in
Hmm.
doing that anyway. So it's like in hindsight, it's not really better or worse. It's just how you deal with it.
Yeah, it's also what you want to do with your life as well, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Some people chilling with a 9 to 5, and I am envious of that actually. If
Yeah,
you're happy with that, then good on you. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would lose my mind. I would lose
me
my
too.
marbles. My marbles would be on the floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Yeah,
It's not for me.
totally.
Yeah, so with being part of a band, how do you deal with kind of, taking time for yourself while you're on tour when there really isn't time for yourself?
Yeah, that's another thing that I've told to bands that like have just started touring is like, yeah, make sure you kind of communicate and take time to yourself.
Hmm.
Basically it's just the same thing. You just communicate like, hey, I'm gonna go get lunch. Like you get to the venue, you load in, you do your thing.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go get food, and then you go get food, and the rest of the guys are like, okay, cool. He's saying it in that way. It means that he wants to go by himself, kind of thing. And so a lot of times, like I'll just go like by myself on a walk to go get food,
Hmm.
or like smoothies or whatever like it is. And it also helps that I have like weird dietary restrictions. So I'm like, cool, they're gonna go eat at this place. I'm gonna go by myself to the like weird vegan cafe.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's nice. I just chill by myself, take some me time.
Hmm.
And then also all of us in the van, we have like our separate bunks and stuff.
Yeah.
And pretty much like no one uses the bench seat that we have in the front. It's pretty much just there for legal reasons, and like it's pretty much driver and passenger are the two like people socializing, and then like other than that I'm in my bunk and I'm just by myself and I'm like reading a book or watching some like Netflix
Hmm.
or just doing whatever, going to sleep.
Yeah.
And so there's, even though you're not like entirely alone, there's a good amount of time for you to kind of just be by yourself.
Hmm.
And it's hard because there is a good amount of FOMO that you get where
Yeah.
it's like, man, I want to like hang out, I want to talk, but you also need that alone time. And for me, being the singer, I'm like, okay, there's a point where I've told the guys like, if I'm up talking like up until 3 in the morning in the van as you guys are driving, just yell at me to go to sleep. Like all of us get this like post show high, where
Hmm.
we're like, oh cool, now I'm full of adrenaline, I'm ready to go, I'm not ready to sleep yet. And I will end up just like talking for hours and hours and like not letting my voice fully recover, and then
Hmm.
I'll wake up the next morning and be like, oh god, guys, my voice hurts, I don't know why that is. And they're like, because you talked for 5 hours straight last night after the show. And so there's a certain point where they're just like, go to bed, shut up and go to bed. I'm like, okay. I just get in bed and go to sleep.
Hmm. Yeah, so before I ask the last question of today, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about?
I mean, record comes out on December 1st.
Mhm.
Listen to it. It's the best one that we've written so far. So yeah, we're very stoked on it. Yeah, and come see us on tour with Andreas and Craig Owens. We're doing a pretty much full US. So come out wherever we're closest to you, and then yeah, Tell them that this podcast sent you, and I'll give you some sort of discount. I'll figure it out at the time.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Ooh, how do you mean?
It is open for you to interpret however you would like.
It's just a bunch of rats screaming in my brain.
Okay.
That's it. They're just running on the wheel, just ah!
Okay.
Yeah,
So thank you for coming and talking to us. So
yeah.
for
Thank
anyone
you for
who
having me.
wants, yeah, for anyone who wants to follow you guys, where can they find you on social media?
Facebook at the Seafloor Cinema, Instagram at the Seafloor Cinema, Twitter slash X, X formerly known as Twitter, at Seafloor Cinema. There's no the because they wouldn't let us do that for some reason. TikTok at the Seafloor Cinema. What else is there? I think that's it. Any streaming platform pretty much at the Seafloor Cinema. Just it's a pretty easy name. No one else has taken it. I don't
That's
know if
always
that's a
good.
good thing or a bad thing. People
I
just
think
think
it's
it might
good.
be dumb. They're like, oh, that's a stupid name. I don't want to take that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find us if you just search the Seafloor Cinema on whatever social platform you have.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah. And I'm very excited to hear the album when it comes out.
Sick. Yeah, I'm excited for people to hear it.
Can't wait. Have a nice rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Listeners, go check it out and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at STO Lives Podcast. Thanks for joining us.